Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem HaRakah Kadash, double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and Shalom to the hopeful elect. This video was entitled No-Cee-Bo, okay? I'm going to read the definition, alright? So No-Cee-Bo. A nocebo effect is said to occur when negative expectations of the patient regarding a treatment cause a treatment to have a more negative effect than it otherwise would have. So basically saying that a patient receives a form of treatment, medication, and because they look at the medication or treatment as one that won't do them no form of benefit, it actually doesn't have them no benefit on them. Okay? Excuse me. And how I got to this actual understanding of what nocebo is only through the spirit, because I was meditating on what's the opposite of a placebo. And an individual I deal with basically brought it up through this story. Okay, basically what you have is patents. Okay, so you have forms of medication treatments that are patented by the government. You know, a company will patent their own a patent to a chemical, a tablet, capsule, whatever have you, form of medication treatment, and basically that treatment could be charging anything from £50, £100, whatever. It's very lucrative, all right. But to actually maintain that patent, what you need is to have the government not take it away from you. So that's where you have a thing known as lobbying, okay, where basically, you line the pockets of the politicians, and they basically will allow you to maintain that patent because they know that you're doing them a favor, basically, all right. So whenever the patent falls away, then you have generic brands pop up which will sell it for basically way cheaper. You could have been spending £100 on a form of medication. Guess what? Now the form of medication is being sold for 37p by the generic brand. Okay, so now this is enter the nocebo now. All right, so you have someone that's been on the patented brand for 5 years. They lose a patent now because it works more favorsome towards chemists to basically give you the cheaper brand because they make a better return on selling you that. What happens now? They do that, and what you have is some people will come back and say, "Look, I can't take that generic that bullshit. That whatever you've given me, give me the one you've been giving me all these years, okay?" Because they say that it doesn't work on them, and guess what? It's true, okay? Because it has that nocebo effect. Because they don't believe in a brand, it has that nocebo effect, all right? Just think about eating branded cornflakes versus unbranded, and they have experiments, which I'm sure you could check online, where they tell people to try and they ask them, do you like the branded? And they'll say, like, I never could eat anything but the branded one. Then they put a bowl of the unbranded and the branded, and they turn out they like the branded more than they like the unbranded more than the branded, because there's some form of psychological psychological effect at play, all right, as to where they really get what they want to get out of it through that psychological, that mental stimulation, basically. In layman's terms, basically, because they like what they see, it gives them the effect that they want. And that's the same thing with the nocebo and the branded things, ultimately, all right? And what it boils down to, if I want to keep it all the way 100 and really in the spirit, is faith, okay? They have faith and belief in the thing that they've been given, that it's going to do what it's meant to do for them, all right? That's what I need. I need that. And that's why when the vaccine comes around, you're going to have people jumping out of their windows, basically doing anything they need to do to get their hands on that vaccine because they have what? They wander after the image of the beast, okay? They believe in this system. Whatever Esau Edom presents to them, they're going to take it, okay? Without even questioning it because they believe in that brand, all right? Like Denzel when he played, what's his guy, man? American Gangster. Can't remember his name and it don't matter anyway. But basically, you know, with Nicky Barnes was saying, look, Blue Magic, that's the brand I stand by. I guarantee it. They know when they take this, they're going to get high, basically. That's what it is. It's branding, okay? So now with this No-Cee-Bo being faith ultimately on the left-hand side, because let's not forget, what's the word pharmacy go back to? All right, here's the pharmacy etymology. You have it goes back to the Greek. Oh, that's the spirit making it go there. Pharmakia, which goes back to use of drugs, medicines, potions, or spells. Okay, because ultimately, the pharmaceutical industry is basically full of spells, basically. All right, being cast on the people by way of drugs. Because what does a witch have? They use a cauldron. And they always have a witch's brew list, okay? And that's even a Spanish word for witch is bruja, which goes back to the word brew, the witch's brew, okay? Because that's where they cook up their potions to cast spells on people. And they say certain things. And the saying of certain things ultimately is that faith, that belief in that carrying forth of that thing, okay? An affirmation, if you will, on the left-hand side, okay? Which really is a prayer. All right, to Satan. So that's why all that nocebo, placebo business is basically working on the left-hand side, which is which really boils down to faith. Okay, so now I want to give an example. Dealing with faith. So now this is Luke 8. And 42. Alright, so it reads, I'm going to jump halfway through. Alright, but as he went to the people thronged him, basically pushed them on him, like he's going through a crowd of people, and a woman having an issue of blood 12 years, which has spent all her money, all her living upon physicians. So she spent all her life savings on physicians trying to deal with the issue of blood she had for 12 years, okay? Neither could be healed of any. So those 12 years, all of the physicians she went through, none of them could find any form of healing to aid her, okay? Came behind him and touched the border of his garment, right? The border of his garment. And immediately her issue of blood stanched, okay? So it stopped, all right? And Yahushua said, who touched me? When all denied, Peter and they that were with him said, Master, the multitude thronged thee and pressed thee, and sayest thou, who touched me? All right? And that's true. It's like, from where they're standing, they're saying you're walking through a crowd of people. Everyone's pressing onto you. Everyone's trying to touch you. And you're saying, who touched me? Why would you say that? But they didn't get the depth of what he was saying, okay? 46, and Yahushua said, somebody have touched me, for I perceive that virtue is gone out of me, all right? So he's some form of his spiritual power, his energy has left from him, okay? And when the woman saw that she was not hid, she came trembling and falling down before him. She declared unto him before all the people for what cause she had touched him and how she was healed immediately. And he said unto her, daughter, be of good comfort, thy faith have made thee whole. Go in peace. Now this is faith on the right hand side, dealing with a belief in healing. Yahushua is what? It's just like the serpent, the golden serpent that was held high by Moses in the wilderness, whereby anyone that was bit by the serpents of the wilderness, if they looked upon him, they were healed instantly. And that's Yahushua is a healing, I believe it's a teraphim, if my memory serves me correctly. So he basically was the one that is able to give healing unto Israel. And that's what, but ultimately, think about it, this woman had such great faith that all it took her was to touch the border of his garment, not even his flesh, just a touch of anything that's upon this man, the Lord Yahweh Hashem, the Lord Yahweh Shai, that it would heal her, okay? And think about it, to the point that he was in a crowd of people and that all of them were touching him, but only that one woman touched him, and it caused him to say that his virtue had left him. That shows you how powerful her faith was, how strong she believed in Yahweh Shai, okay? And that's just the right answer. And again, let's take it to this. There's two marks, all right? There's a mark on the right hand side, there's a mark on the left hand side. Okay, the mark on the left hand side is the mark of the beast, which is known as the RFID chip, all right? Which is what Esau ultimately wants to put inside you, alluding to all in the book of Exodus, whereby if you take it, you're basically saying, I love my master and I will serve him for the rest of my life, right? Isaiah 36:6 tells you that they trust in the staff of this broken reed, where if a man lean upon it, it shall pierce him, and thereby and so is Pharaoh king, all right, loosely paraphrasing. But then you have a mark on the right hand side, which it tells you in the book of Ezekiel 9:4, all right, which is the mark of exemption, okay, basically the seal of the living power, as it's spoke of in the book of Revelations 14th chapter, is the name of the Lord in their foreheads of the 144,000, the elect of the nation of Israel, all right, which basically is the belief in it, and they both allude to the belief. And mind you, one's a spiritual mark and one's a physical mark, showing you that there's the carnal versus the spiritual, okay? Because Esau's one's the RFID chip, which he puts inside you. The Lord's one is a spiritual one, which you can only get if he gives it to you. And both go the same way. Esau wants to kill a lot of people. Not everyone's going to get that mark. There's an elect number for that mark, according to the Most High, ultimately. But Esau wants to ordain an elect amount of people. But on the right side, there's only an elect amount of people that are going to get that spiritual mark. So it goes both ways, okay? The mark of exemption, all right? So showing you that but these marks coincide with one of the same thing, faith, okay? But one's faith in the left-hand side being Satan, all right? And one's faith on the right-hand side being Yahweh Bashem El Shai, okay? So, I'm going to read one scripture and then that's it. This is Hebrews 11. And 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. All right? And the first thing a scoffer will say is, you believe in a God that you can't see. But they believe that's air that they, as I was saying, like Morpheus, you believe that's air you're breathing. But they believe they're breathing air, oxygen, nitrogen, all these different substances. Who told them that? Esau. But can you see it? No. All right? So again, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. All right? So we're hoping for what? The kingdom of heaven. We ain't seen it, but our faith allows us, to basically hope for that and to believe that that's what's coming. But in the same with these people, they're hoping that the evidence of things not seen is really that they're gonna get paid every month. All right? Is that ultimately Esau's vaccine, all these different various things, RFID chips, gonna give them comfort. Wherever Esau, all the things that are written inside the word as to what Esau can offer, the main one being the RFID chip and everything they're building around it at this said time in terms of comfort,